Hello. So I just wanted to make a quick video talking about all of the changes that are happening in the patch and also some things to keep in mind and to do this pre-patch before the season actually starts. So, first thing is that they have buffed Moment of Opportunity. So before, this used to have a 1-minute CD internal cooldown, but now they have removed that, so now whenever you land a trap, you get Sheeta, I can trap again. Whoa, I get Sheeta again. The one thing that is pretty troll about this talent is the fact that it is just the second part of Cheetah that you get whenever you land a trap. So, if you have this Cheetah, and then you see now how it's like 8 seconds, if I trap, it just goes down to 3 because it's the same buff ID. So, yeah, I don't know. Keep that in mind, I guess. I did try, and it does not work with Hunting Pack, but it works with the Marksmanship Hunter PvP talent Aspect of the Fox. So that's kind of cool, I guess. It also works with Scout Instincts, but you're never gonna ever in a million years have enough like points to pick this up, so don't even bother, like who cares. That is kind of it when it comes to here. Dark Ranger, don't care. BM, don't care. MM, don't care. Pack Leader here. So they changed Shell Cover, which is this talent over here. Now it's an actual defensive cooldown. Before it was like beyond shit. Now it's an actual cooldown. That's cool. Then over here they changed Better Together. So before this used to be 5-second CDR on your Howl of the Pack, and also give your pets 5% of your attack power. Now, I'm not a mathematician. I don't know if 15% damage to your pet is a buff or a nerf. I would assume it's the same. But then they also made it so Tip of the Spear bonus damage is increased by 15%, which is additively. So before Tip of the Spear, well, not before, right now, Tip of the Spear is a 20% damage increase, right? But with this, it's 35. So that's a lot of damage. And then to compensate for the fact that it used to be 5 seconds off, they have now also buffed Mongoose Bite and Kill Command to reduce the cooldown of Howl of the Pack by an additional 0.5. So it should be around the same time that you will get your pet from this. So overall, this is just like a big fat buff. Then they nerfed the damage from the bear, but they made it considered a bleed. So now it should ignore armor. So the damage should be the same, apparently. This is just, okay, who cares? Then they also mega buffed Sentinel, which is really nice. So let me just show you real quick what they have done. So here I am playing Sentinel, and here we have our Lunarstorm. So before, if you press 2 bombs right now, you would essentially cry, because you wouldn't be able to press it. But now, whenever you get your Lunarstorm, your bomb resets. Whoa! Now, you might be like, okay, who really cares? Maybe this is like a learn to play issue. Actually, no. This, to me, is a really big deal. Now, since they also buffed Pack Leader, I don't know if this is going to be like worth it to make Sentinel better. I just think that Sentinel is now going to be better in matchups where it was already better. So, as an example, if you were playing Blitz and you didn't really have a healer on your team, let's say you were playing, I don't know, off carts or something on the one map, maybe you were like defending, maybe you were like 1v1ing, etc., you know, maybe you were playing Arathi Basin and then you were going, I don't know, Gold Mine where there's no healer. Basically, in Blitz, whenever you're not playing with a healer, it's typically better to be Sentinel because of the, first of all, the root is really good from Sentinel, this thing over here, and also the fact that the damage is up front. You don't need to really do too many globals to get value from the hero tree. Because Pack Leader, you need to like attack someone for like a minute straight, kinda almost, to get like full value from everything here. Whereas Sentinel is it's legit just you press a bomb and you get value. So it's better in moments like that where you don't really have a healer, or just 1v1 scenarios, kinda. So this just makes Sentinel better in matchups where it was already better, but it's a really nice buff. So good job, Blizzard, really cool. BM things, don't care. MM things, don't care. Here we go. So with improved Wildfire Bomb. Before, this talent used to be really weird. I'm just gonna go back to Pack Leader before I get a lot of questions. So before this was like your melee swing increased the damage of your next wildfire bomb, the initial damage by 4% per stack, stacking up to 3. I feel like me just saying that, it just sounds so confusing, so I don't know. They just changed it to now just be bomb damage increased by 8%, which is way better, because it also affects the dot damage. So that's cool. Then they also buffed Call of the Herd. Before, this wasn't a talent, now it's a talent. So that's... okay, good job. They also buffed Born to Kill. Before, this talent didn't do anything, now it does something. So that's cool. They also buffed the initial damage on the Wildfire Bomb by 50%, which is a really big deal. Now, you might ask me, okay, but doesn't this just make Sentinel better? Because Sentinel also buffs the damage of Wildfire Bomb by an additional 10%, and also Lunar Storm makes it so you do more damage to people that are in the Lunar Storm. Technically speaking, true, yes, but Pack Leader gives you a lot of bombs, because it has a lot of bomb CDR with pack mentality. So which one is better, Pack Leader or Sentinel? I don't know. Also, Pack Leader gives you more tip of the spear damage, which also affects the initial damage, which got buffed by 50%. So I think they are both good. I don't know which one is better. I'm gonna do my due diligence and try both, but at the moment I'm still leaning towards Pack Leader, just FYI. Then thank God that they did this. Before, this used to be 20% chance per time that it does damage to give you a tip of the spear. So let me just show you what I mean. So whenever you press Fury of the Eagle, right, you see here, 1, 2, 3, bam. Every time it does damage, you're gonna get a tip, which is really nice, because before, the amount of times that I have done a full Fury of the Eagle and not get a single tip of the spear is the most infuriating thing of all time. So thank God. Then they buffed Explosive Experts to just be even more damage. Before, this was 5% damage increase, now it's 10. Jesus Christ. They removed Bloodseeker from the game, essentially. This is just, I mean, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? That's pretty much the changes when it comes to survival. So talking about the talents, you can kind of see what I have here. This is what I would say is like a pretty good default, but you don't necessarily need Moment of Opportunity, so you can remove this for Keen Eyesight, and you also can remove Binding Shackles for Scrappy. This is a completely viable build. Nothing is wrong with this. This is like, okay, good job, team. You can also, if you really want to have Moment of Opportunity, but then you also really want to have Keen Eyesight, you can remove Conch Shot for Keen Eyesight. This is actually going to be like a build that I think I will play a lot, because there are some matchups where you don't really press Concussion Shot that much. So this seems really fine. Alternatively, you can remove this for this, if you really want to. Or you can go this and then now you're back. I think every variant that I just showed right here is like the only talents you can like ever go legally. Unless maybe you're playing a shuffle and you're against Feral Druid and an Asa Rogue, and then you're like, oh, I really want to have Emergency Salve. Then I guess you can, but I think, I mean, you can if you want to, but I don't know. That's kind of it. Basically, every variant that I showed is like viable. Just don't bother with this, blah, blah, blah. Who cares, really? Although you can in Blitz go Trailblazer. Trailblazer is pretty good in Blitz. That's also like a viable option. You can just remove the 2% crit if you really want to. That's fine. This talent is kind of mid. And then, you know, if you want to go Interlope, you just maybe remove 2% crit, pick Interlope. Ta-da! There you go. Alternatively, whenever you go Interlope, you could also, if you really want to, remove this talent and then go here so you get 5 seconds CDR. That's also a viable option if you ever want to go Interlope. But I mean, now I'm rambling. Who cares? Just have this as a default. Or if you hate this talent, have this as a default. That would be my take. Over here in the Hunter tree, there isn't really anything that you can change. Other than like, I don't know, God forbid you remove this talent to then pick up Sikkim to get an additional 5% chance on your kill command to get a kill shot. Yeah. I mean, you can, I guess. But I feel like this talent is so good. I have heard some psychopaths talk about removing Bombardier, but it's like, Jesus Christ, get a job at that point. Don't do it. It's not worth. It's not worth. Anyways, that's the talents. So I think I talked about it enough with the talents now. Essentially, what I wanted to talk about now is the new Cloak. Whoa, maybe you don't even know what a Cloak is. It's from the new zone. So you just go here and then you level up and then you quest and then you will get your Cloak. Yeah. More info can be found here. I'm going to link it down in the description down below. I'm not going to ramble. There's so much info. Anyways, what you have to know is that you don't have to do that much to level up the Cloak because you will get these things which you will use to level up the Cloak from PvP. So this is like, you can win a battleground, win an arena, win a skirmish, I think, win a blitz, shuffle, I don't know. You will eventually get these strands, which you can then go here to the man himself on the island, bada bing, here. You talk to, what's his name, Hashim? That guy? Yeah. Talk to Hashim, upgrade your cloak, there you go. One thing that you have to do though, which is actually very, very important, if you can see that the fact that this is like a pure energizing fiber, when it's purple, Hashim only sells the blue ones, which are really bad. They give you haste, versa, master, crit. You don't want these. They suck ass. What you want to do is that you want to go to the crafting order person over here, then you want to go and you search for pure, and then you have them here. So the one that I would recommend for survival is the mastery one. You could also pick up the haste or the versatility one, that's fine too. I would just recommend the mastery one because I think it makes more sense with the green honor gear that we will have at the beginning of the season. I think mastery would probably be like the best stat. So just pick the mastery one. If you're wondering if it's like, oh no, it's gonna be so expensive, I can't afford this, don't worry, you can afford this. Look at the prices, okay? It's 18 silver. Okay, that's like 400 gold almost, less even. That's like 100 gold. I'm gonna tell Sen that I'm recording. One sec. Okay, hey guys, I'm back. This is like 100 gold, and then I don't know, give them 50 gold. Like tailors, they don't deserve any money, so it's just give them 50 gold, 100 gold, something, I don't know, and then you're gonna get it eventually. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Once you have this though, you might think that like, oh, but the effect seems really good. Isn't that gonna be game breaking? Well, every effect from the cloak is nerfed, so it's only 33% effectiveness. So it shouldn't really be that big of a deal. So yeah. And then when it comes to the tier set, let me show you the tier set. First of all, the stats are really, 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 really bad. But it's fine. Like, they're not bad to the point where it's worth to go 2-set. In my opinion, I think if you play Pack Leader or Sentinel, you should play you should play 4-set. So every tier set is nerfed by 77%. So these numbers are lying, okay? It's not gonna be that good. But the stats aren't that bad either, because sure, crit is like your worst stat, but it's not the worst stat by far. So I still think it's fine to just play 4-set. Yeah, here is the effect. It's like, okay, I guess you can read what they do. Here is the Sentinel one. Let me show you in case you don't really know. There isn't really like any like super cool fancy interaction with the tier set. It's just they just do damage, right? Once I have the tier set, I guess I can, I will see if it's actually super good. But I mean, both the 2-set and the 4-set seem pretty good right now for both Sentinel and Pack Leader. So what I would recommend is you play 4-set, everything except for the chest. So just play head, shoulder, gloves, and then the legs. And that's kind of it when it comes to the tier set. Well, let me think if there was like anything else actually. Oh yeah, true. I wanted to talk about things to do in the pre-patch before the thing starts. So make sure that you get your spark. If you don't know, you can go to the people over here. The one vendor right here, not the vendor, but the quest giver, to then pick up these PvP quests, these things over here. You do one of these, Or you go over here and you talk to the PvE person, and yeah, you do the weekly quest, right? To get your spark. The reason why you want to do this is because if you're one of those people that can get 2100 pretty quickly, or if you want to do some PvE shenanigans to get like a little bit further ahead, you can. Once you get 60 of these quests, you can buy this item, which can upgrade gear to 720 eye level, which is the same as bloody token gear. You can then go over here. Let's say you want to make, I don't know, a belt. Go here, and then you put in your spark that you just got from the 2 sparks. Then you want to put in the thing that you bought with 60 crests. Now, the crest you get, if you're above 2100 and then you win an arena game, you will get these things. So eventually, if you play a lot or if you're good enough to get 2100, you will get these things and blah blah. And then you do this, and then bam, now you have a bloody token eye level equivalent piece essentially for free. So yeah, just make sure that you don't get a weapon. That's kind of it, because you're gonna get a weapon for free. I think it's week 3 or week 4 you get a weapon. Week 3 or week. I feel like I should have double checked, but I'm lazy. Who cares? Yeah, just so I don't know. Make like boots and a wrist, maybe even wrist. Boots, belt, wrist. I would have, would be fine to make. I guess you can ask me on stream or copy my gear whenever the season starts. So yeah, that's kind of it. Pretty sure. If there's anything that I missed, if there's anything you guys want to know about, you can let me know. I think I talked about everything, but if I didn't, I guess you guys can remind me in the comments. Okay. I think that is it for now. Alright, ciao ciao. Take care. Peace out. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.